Imagine a tiny Kansas cemetery so spooky, locals swear the devil himself punches in every Halloween at midnight. Sounds like something straight out of a scary bedtime story, right? But what if this tiny graveyard was actually hiding America's most infamous doorway to hell? And it's not just local whispers. This cemetery made a believer out of Ariana Grande herself. But hold tight, because missing stairs, secret demolitions, and celebrity encounters with evil are just around the corner. Every ghost story needs a creepy setting, and ours begins 15 minutes west of Lawrence, Kansas, right off Highway 40 at a place called Emmanuel Hill. Here, among old headstones from as far back as the 1870s, sits Stull Cemetery, a quiet place that locals claim isn't quiet at all. The old evangelical church that once stood here mysteriously vanished overnight in 2002, leaving behind just a crumbling limestone foundation, a stubborn old hackberry tree, and a huge sign warning no trespassing. Believe me, the Douglas County Sheriff loves pointing at it, usually while handing out $1,000 fines to curious visitors who linger too late. Speaking of curiosity, have you ever stepped foot in a haunted place yourself? Hit like if yes, or comment if no. Let's see who's the bravest. It might surprise you, but Stull Cemetery wasn't always America's favourite spooky playground. It started out completely ordinary, built by German settlers back in the late 1860s. Nothing spooky here, just simple frontier life. But everything changed one day in 1974. A University of Kansas student named Jane Penner wrote an article in the school paper called Legend of Devil Haunts Tiny Town. Overnight, a harmless little cemetery suddenly had rumours swirling around it. The devil supposedly visited twice a year, Halloween night and the spring equinox, and there's even a staircase that led straight down to hell. Naturally, KU students flocked to the site every Halloween as a daring rite of passage, each new visitor adding their own creepy twist. There are tales of a witch buried under a headstone labelled Wittich, whispers that even the Pope refused to fly over Kansas, and stories of clocks mysteriously losing an hour inside the graveyard. By 1992, the legend had gone mainstream when the band Urge Overkill put Stull on the cover of their album, pulling this small-town legend into pop culture. But the spotlight became too bright. By 1999, property owners banned all media after chasing off camera crews. Then, in March 2002, things escalated further when the old church at Stull was bulldozed overnight, without the owner's consent, fueling new rumours that Satan himself was hiding evidence of the staircase again. From then on, the site drew so much attention that Hollywood came knocking. In 2010, the TV show Supernatural staged its climactic angel versus devil battle in Stull, cementing its spooky reputation for a whole new generation. Ariana Grande joined the club in 2023, claiming at a press conference that she actually encountered the devil there, sending TikTok into a frenzy. And if that wasn't enough, as recently as April 2025, a paranormal podcast even reported a supposed werewolf sighting. Proof, if you needed it, that legends never truly die, they just get updated. Now let's quickly peek at Stull's creepier stories, each one stranger than the last. Every Halloween and spring equinox, the devil reportedly strolls out of the church ruins precisely at midnight, as casually as you might grab your morning coffee. But the creepiest story involves a staircase. Visitors say you'll count exactly 12 steps during the day, but at night, a 13th step appears, ready to yank you straight down to hell. Conveniently, no one's ever explained how you're supposed to climb back up. Then there's the tragic legend of a witch buried beneath the Wittich gravestone, along with her child, said to be so monstrous it had to be sealed in an upside-down urn. And don't forget the tale of Pope John Paul II supposedly rerouting his plane to avoid flying over this unholy ground, though flight records never quite back that up. Still, Stull makes every spooky 7 Gates of Hell list, along with places like Husker Castle and the Paris Catacombs. Tell me, which of these feels most believable to you? Comment below. Let's see what you think, and hey, if you know someone who'd risk that staircase, share this with them. Sometimes, a small town ghost story becomes global gossip thanks to celebrity help. It started small, like Urge Overkill's 1992 album putting Stull on music fans' radar. Then Hollywood jumped in with Supernatural, making Stull Cemetery ground zero for the final battle of good versus evil. But things truly exploded when Ariana Grande admitted seeing Satan there herself. Her story lit TikTok on fire, with millions tuning in for the creepy details. Overnight, a once quiet graveyard was trending alongside hottest dance crazes. But not everyone's a believer. Local historians call the whole thing a campus prank gone viral, dismissing the legends as exaggerated campfire tales. Families with loved ones buried there beg outsiders to stop turning their ancestors' final resting place into a Halloween attraction. Their pleas appealing almost yearly in the local papers. And every October, Douglas County sheriffs line up cruisers at the gate, ready to hand out heavy fines and jail time, sending a clear message: respect the dead or pay the price. But think about this. If Stull is off limits now, how do new ghost stories keep popping up? So what's really going on? Maybe the real answer is simpler and spookier than you'd expect. Perhaps the entire Stull Cemetery legend is just a fascinating story spun from that single 1974 student prank, growing bigger each Halloween, gaining new fans with every creepy detail. It's a tale so contagious it keeps thousands up at night. No supernatural help required. Or could there actually be something hidden beneath the surface, quietly laughing at skeptics? Could the real power of Stull Cemetery be a story so gripping it becomes more powerful than the devil himself? Here's a brain tickler before we close the gates. While researching this video, I found the very families who cleared these Kansas fields were Pennsylvania Dutch, and back in their old stomping ground, another farm lane hides the infamous 7 gates of hell. Same stakes, pass every gate in your history. And I was thinking, could there be a connection between the two places, since you have a portal or gateway to hell in the same two places they settled? The Stull tale doesn't surface until a 1974 student prank, and the Pennsylvania gates don't hit print until roughly the same decade. But legends have a way of hitchhiking inside people's heads. Did a campfire story ride west with those wagon trains, waiting 100 years for a newspaper editor to spark it back to life? What do you think? Is it just a coincidence, and is it gate deja vu, or just the devil copying his own homework? Drop your theory below while I count my steps, or gates, before sunrise. Hold up, before we slam the cemetery gates shut, I owe a promise. Remember last week's Pasco Sir Ghost Station Challenge? Big shout out to @msaint187, who basically said, plant that spooky seed and let it sprout. Challenge accepted. We're knee deep in the chills tonight because of legends exactly like yours. And to everyone who typed another top-notch video, yeah, I'm looking at you. Thank you for watering this weird little graveyard of a channel. So here's the next stare. If you were standing on Stull's moonlit hill right now, would you count those steps or sprint back to the car? Funniest or bravest reply gets highlighted in the very next upload. Go on, plant that seed. Let's see what grows. Before you start planning any midnight visits to Stull, let's pause for an important reminder. Behind every creepy legend is a real place, and Stull Cemetery isn't a Hollywood movie set. It's the final resting place for real people who lived and loved just like you and me. Families still visit these graves, quietly remembering their loved ones, often disturbed by thrill seekers looking for the supernatural. Local authorities have made it crystal clear, visiting after hours means serious consequences. A $1,000 fine, or even 6 months in jail. More importantly though, there's a simple matter of respect. These grounds deserve dignity, peace, and quiet reflection, not vandalism or spooky selfies. So enjoy the stories, debate the mysteries, but always remember to respect the place and those who rest there. After all, The best stories don't need us to prove them true by trespassing. They only need us to pass them along, safely, respectfully, and thoughtfully. But before we close the gate on Stull Cemetery, think about this. One small prank snowballed into worldwide fame, fear, and fines. So ask yourself, what other quiet places might be hiding their own dark secrets, just waiting for the right storyteller to stumble upon them? If this blew your mind, smash like and hit subscribe for more deep dives where monsters meet mystery. And now it's your turn. What's your theory? Comment below and let's keep the legend alive. If this journey into Stull Cemetery has you hungry for even darker mysteries, then buckle up, because I've got a ticket waiting for you. Ever heard of the legendary 7 Gates of Hell? Yeah, there's more than one gate, and the stories around them will chill you right down to the bone. Click right here to step through those gates, if you're brave enough. But be careful, once you're in, there's no turning back.